It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the films of January 31st, 2003. We got 4 films to look at today, so let's go ahead and get right to it. Let's start off with the biggest new release of the weekend, and that's Al Pacino and Colin Farrell in the spy thriller, The Recruit.
Recruiting you for the CIA. Do I have to kill anyone? Would you like to? His job was to recruit the best. Why me? You're agile, athletic. Now, slow. Find out who she's working for. She will bring him into a secret world. You can't trust anyone. Where nothing is what it seems. Al Pacino. If you are caught, you're dead. Colin Farrell. Recruit. Some of you will not survive in final tests. See you January 31st.
So, Colin Farrell plays a brilliant young CIA trainee who's asked by his mentor, played by Al Pacino, to help find a mole in the agency. Among with them, you have Bridget Moynihan, as well as Gabriel Mock, Kenneth Mitchell, Chris Owens, Cara Pruner. And probably not a good sign when you show this to real FBI agents and they say that it's one of the most ridiculous things they've ever seen. No joke, the CIA actually has shown this movie to new CIA employees, and they have said that everyone in the agency believes the movie is ridiculous. Entertaining, but ridiculous. And that all the covert service trainees watching the film on the bus go into training for comic relief. And, like, it's really interesting that the CIA looks at this and says, this is goddamn ridiculous, man. But they at least say it's entertaining, and I guess I can't argue with them there. It is a legitimately entertaining movie, mostly because of the performances by Al Pacino and Colin Farrell, but it doesn't really do anything that significant or new to the spy genre in particular. It's just kind of a film that's just, it's there for the most part. It doesn't really amount to anything really significant when it's all said and done. And it's one you can kind of figure out what the big twist is going to be fairly early on, and because of that, the movie kind of stumbles in that way because of it, unfortunately. But I mean, it's not a bad movie, but certainly a film that could have been a whole lot better without everybody on board. A decent director in Roger Donaldson, even though James Foley was attached to direct at one point. But, I don't know. For what it is, it's fine for what it is, but nothing too significant to say that I think you should watch it. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get to a good movie this weekend, and that is the horror sequel, Final Destination 2. Speaking of things that are ridiculous and entertaining, I love how they show that as something as like one of the big moments in the movie. But that scene really plays out like like something out of a cartoon, a bad slapstick comedy. But this movie does have legitimately good moments in it. You have A.J. Cook, who plays a woman who cheats death after a premonition of herself and others perishing in a highway pileup, and uses it by saving herself and a handful of people, but is stalked by death afterwards by means of claiming back the lives which should have been lost in the highway. It also explores the cliffhanger of the previous movie by revealing the fates of the previous survivors. And you saw in that trailer, one of them was Devon Sawa. And that highway scene, by the way, is one of the best scenes I've ever seen in a horror movie. Like, the way that is, like, that scene in particular is so well shot. And so much of a scene that just gives you so much, like, you're gripping your own seat. I'm gripping my seat right now just thinking about it, because you've had those moments when you see something where, like, you see like a big thing of wood, or a big thing of like pillars sitting on a truck, and you're just scared that thing's one of those chains are gonna break and it's gonna start rolling over and kill you, just like it does in this particular film. And it's a scene that still is genuinely terrifying to this very day. I mean, it's a scene that is so well done. It gives this film more of an advantage than most horror films do. The death scenes in particular really are just so skillfully crafted and well thought out here. I mean, this is probably the best one of the series that actually manages to make that work. Because after this, with Final Destination 3 and going forward, they get a little bit too predictable or a little bit too cheap for their own good. But here, this isn't just a sequel that's just there to have elaborate scenes of people getting killed off. They put the time and effort to put these scenes to good use, and it's just a good, fun time overall. It's a film that really does a great job of handling the elements of making a movie that's as good as the original film, if not better, and just upping the ante when it needs to the most. It's a film that is very tension-filled, really well done, especially that highway scene, which that could have easily been the thing that would have been the best thing of the whole movie, and the rest of it would have been crap, but you get so invested with everything else that's going on in it that you really got to give the movie its proper dues, because it's a film that really does a whole lot more than I think a lot of people give it credit for. It's easily my favorite film in the Final Destination series, and the one where we're kind of at the tipping point of that Final Destination roller coaster, because everyone after that, it's all downhill from there. But we're going to get to that one when we get to Final Destination 3 in about 3 years' time. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and move on to the next movie, which is a film that's also ridiculous, but unlike the last two films, it ain't entertaining. This is Biker Boyz.
Like a man, let's see if you can ride like one. Orlando Jones, and Kid Rock. Biker Boyz, we got our own rules. Biker Boyz. PG-13 starts January 31st everywhere.
Behold the first of our many, many Fast and Furious knockoffs we're going to be getting at this point. This was the first one that was literally trying to capture the Fast and Furious bandwagon success, and even the poster itself looks like something out of a bad Fast and Furious movie. But this was actually based off of a New Times LA article of the same name, and revolves around a group of underground motorcycle drag racers and the intense rivalry between a legendary motorcyclist and a young racing protege who have formed their own biker club. Lawrence Fishburne, Derek Luke, Megan Good, Jaimin Hansu, Brendan Fair, Rick Gonzalez, Lawrence Tate, Terrence Howard, Orlando Jones, Sally Richardson, Kid Rock, Lisa Bonet, Vanessa Bell Calloway. A lot of notable names in this movie, but a lot of really bad names too. Lawrence Fishburne plays Smoke. Derek Luke plays Kid. Orlando Jones plays Soul Train. There's a character named Motherland. There's a character named Queenie. Choo Choo, played by Terrence Howard. Dog, played by Kid Rock. Half and Half, played by Sally Richardson. Just names that are so ridiculously stupid, but it's okay because the rest of the movie is just as ridiculously stupid as the names are. This is a terrible film, man. This is one of those movies that's trying to be like a so bad it's good type of movie, and even that's not that. Torque is more of a so bad it's good type of film, which is another Fast and Furious ripoff that we'll get to in about 1 year time. But this is just bad, man. I mean, it's not really that, and I mean, it's not really all that exciting when your biker club, this underground motorcycle drag racing biker club, does events for kids and all that. There's a scene where they literally have an event for kids in this movie. And I'm just like, what the hell were they thinking when they were making this movie, man? It's just, they have like an annual dance or something. It's just like what is this? Like a high school dance. It's literally an annual dance for the Black Knights. It's just like, what kind of biker club owns a dance like that? Like when I think of biker clubs, I think of people going into bars, drinking their guts out, and punching people inside the bar, just basically taking control over the bar. I don't think of them having events for kids or having these dances. It's just like, what the hell were you thinking, man? Just what the hell were you thinking? Like Jay Leno said to Hugh Grant, what the hell were you thinking? I mean, that's pretty much all I gotta say about this movie. What the hell were you thinking, Reggie Rock by the Wood? This is the guy that did Love and Basketball, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Is this the same director? Okay, maybe not. Maybe that's not the director I'm thinking of here. But he did write Get on the Bus, and he also wrote. He's written better stuff than this. He's written better stuff than this overall. I mean, he's written for stuff like A Different World. He's written stuff for New York Undercover. He wrote for Get on the Bus, like I said. He did Notorious. I mean, there's so many better things that he's done that makes you wonder, what the hell were you thinking when you agreed to this? Honestly. So, yeah, that's Biker Boyz. So let's go ahead and wrap it up by taking a look at the last movie we have here, which is The Guru. As long as there's no Mike Myers or elephants humping each other, This is already a better movie than The Love Guru. You have a dance teacher played by Jimmy Mystery who comes into the United States from India to pursue a normal career, but incidentally stumbles into a brief but high-profile career as a sex guru. A career based off of philosophy he learns from a pornographic actress. That actress being Heather Graham, and you also have Marissa Tomei, who helps him reach his guru status among her socialite New York City friends. And that's kind of the charm about this movie. This movie did The Love Guru better than The Love Guru did, which is amazing to think about. But it had a better cast overall. You have top actors around this guy who's making his debut as an actor. You got Heather Graham, Marissa Tomei, Michael McKean, Christine Baranski, Thomas McCarthy. Just a good cast overall, and they're doing a good job of working around this unknown actor. And the guy is actually not that bad overall as an actor. I think he is a pretty decent actor overall, Jimmy Mystery. He's been in some other things too. He's been in Ella Enchanted, The Truth About Love, Rock and Rolla. So he has been in some notable stuff. But I won't say the movie overall is perfect, but it's a film that definitely, it kind of reminds me, and I think somebody put a good review, I think Variety made a good point on this. It feels very similar to an old Blake Edwards movie called The Party with Peter Sellers in it. It feels like that type of a film if it was made in today's world, or 2003's world, but I mean, it definitely feels like that type of a movie that feels like a kind of an old school Blake Edwards movie made in the modern times, and at times it definitely can be that way. Is it perfect all the way through? No, not really. I mean, there's definitely a lot of flaws to it overall, but it is an entertaining little film. It's a film that definitely realizes what it's trying to accomplish. It has more effort and credit going to it, and like I said, it does The Love Guru better than The Love Guru did, which is amazing to think about when it's all said and done. But, yeah, I would say I'd recommend The Guru. Just don't go in there expecting a comedy masterpiece, but you should get definitely get a better movie than The Love Guru with this film in particular. Just saying. But, with that said, though, that is The Guru. So we wrap up another episode of Time About the Movies. Next time, we'll jump into February 2003, looking at 3 movies, including Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson in the first of their 2 films that they did together, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. We also have Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson in the sequel to Shanghai Noon, Shanghai Nights, and LL Cool J and Gabrielle Union in the romantic comedy Deliver Us from Eva. 3 films we'll take a look at on the next episode, but until then, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the plays on the next page, check out the previous episode, and also don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this on this channel. So, with that said, I am off. I will see you guys next time, and until then, as always, take care.